Oh, mercy, mercy. Got my coffee, and I got me a cigar. Smoking cigars lately. Still like my pipe and everything, but I thought I'd try cigars for a little while. Let's see. All right, first things first. Let's go back, get my glasses on so I can see who was first. Barb was first. Nice to see you on. We must stand up from I am from Canada. Freedom, God bless. There you go. So Barb was first. Okay. Linda from Ohio. Melissa. Brenda. Hi, Brenda. How you doing? I take it you survived the hurricane. Let's see. Hello, Brenda. Falcon View. Patricia. Falcon View. North Star Great Dane. How y'all? I think North Star got the hurricane, but she got a lot of the rain, not so much the real hard wind, I think. And then Brenda was up there in Georgia, and she kind of took a direct hit. And I got a friend of mine who lives right there in the Bend, as he calls it, the armpit. If you think of Florida, my torso is the peninsula, and there's the panhandle. He lives right in the armpit. That's where the hurricane came right up through there. I called him the day after, or actually the day the hurricane hit him early in the morning. I called him that afternoon, and he went, doo-doo-doo. Well, the tire's probably down or something, you know. And I called him the next day, doo-doo-doo. Tire was still down. So I called him, I think it was yesterday. I called him yesterday, and he said, that wasn't no big deal. A few tree limbs broke down and everything, but nothing bad. I'm like, okay. So anyway, where we're at, I'm at the same spot I was on the last video you saw last Friday, and I was up here. I'm taking up a new hobby of whittling, and what you saw me make was a spoon, or it wasn't a spoon, it was like a spatula, and a little flipper kind of thing. So you stir in your potatoes or something, you know, when you're making breakfast or whatnot. And made that, but I haven't used any of them yet because you got to coat them with oil. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of oil they put on them, and I kind of know what kind of oil to put on them. I just don't have it. So, you know, I'll wait till I get to the store and get some bought, or actually get back to the shop. I'm sure I have it at the shop. So, been taking other kind of whittling up. As far as this video, the reason I'm doing a live stream today is because I got news, okay? And we'll get to that shortly. But for the moment, we'll catch you up on the whittling stuff. Made a couple spatulas and made a spoon. Here's one of my spoons that I made, okay? It's half done. I've got it all whittled out, but as you can see, it's really rough still. This was wet. This was a wet stick when I, cut a branch off a tree and started whittling on it. And they say get down to a close area and then let it dry for a few days or a week or whatever, and then finish it up. Let it dry out, so to say. So it's ready to be sanded down and smoothed out and everything, and then coated with oil or whatever. Not too much more to do on that one. And while I was doing that, I'm looking at YouTube videos to learn how to do it. That's my encyclopedia. That's my how-to guide is YouTube. Anything I want to learn about, I'm gonna buy a new computer. Well, I go on there and I'll do research and find out about computers and stuff. You know, which one's the new one, you know, good one to have or whatever. New phone, you know, anything. So anyway, I'm on there looking up, and I come across this this micro whittling, micro carving, I guess you call it. And people will take a pencil, and they'll shave the wood down to where it's just lead, and then they'll carve the lead into some micro little bitty thing. And one of them, it was a little bit fatter pencil than you know, like your regular number 2 pencil you had in school. It was a little bit fatter, a little bit bigger lead, but this guy trimmed it all down, and because it's round and everything, he carved the Rome Colosseum, the old ancient Rome Colosseum, in the tip of a pencil. And I was impressed by that. I thought, man, that is something else. And then there's the other ones where they shave it down and they scrape off a flat spot on the lead and they carve somebody's name into it. So I was down at Home Depot a few weeks ago, whatever, and I come across a pencil. Remember the carpenter pencils? They're fairly thick and flat and everything. And I got to carving on them. Let me show you. This is my very first one. This is my friend Eugene out there in Quartzsite, a good friend of mine. And I carved, I don't know if you can see it. I can't see the screen when I hold it like that. I carved his name into that pencil lead, okay? Pretty cool, huh? Took a little piece of pencil, about so big, carved his name down, and then I went to Hobby Lobby and bought these little bottles with the cork in them, and I just glued it to the cork so it's protected now inside that bottle. Isn't that neat? Like, kind of like a little ship in a bottle. Well, it's a pencil carving in a bottle. Bottle is protected. Okay, I got that one. And then I got, I don't know if you can see that one. That's Glamper Jan. A friend of mine, another friend of mine out in Quartzsite, her name's Jan, and she goes by Glamper Jan. I don't even know her last name. I never asked her. I don't know. Anyway, so I carved her name, Glamper Jan. Okay, she's in a camper. She's actually in a Ford Transit like mine, but it's a Coachman factory built one, you know. And she jokes around. She doesn't go camping. She goes glamping. So she's Glamper Jan. Okay. So I got Jan, and then I got this one here. Which one is that's Donnie, my friend Donnie. Okay, I carved his name in there. And then there's another gal out there. Her name's Carolyn. So I got Carolyn typed in. Anyway, I only had 4 bottles, and I don't want to carve these until I have a bottle to put them in, because I carve them and I'll put them away somewhere and they'll get broke, you know. So I don't want to carve them until I'm ready. I have more bottles. But anyway, I bought 4 bottles just for the, you know, just see if they work. They work great, so I'll go back and buy more of those. So that's the carving. Oh, then today, got ready, got up and got cleaned up, took a shave, took a shower, got all cleaned up and shaved and everything for the video. And I had about an hour and a half to kill. Well, out there at Quartzsite, got another friend of mine. His name's Jim, okay, and he's a guitar player. So I carved him a little guitar. How's that for a little guitar? Little dinky guitar. It's about the size of your finger. And it's not done yet. I still got to drill the hole, the sound hole. I got to cut, you know, I did that in about 45 minutes, I guess. So I got that one done. And I did it out of basswood. When I was home, I went home a few weeks ago, back to Dallas. I got the, you know, truck driver, CDL truck driver, and my CDL is fine, but every 2 years you got to go back for a DOT physical. So I drove back home and got my, people driving by on the road over there. I went back home and got my DOT physical done and stayed home I got home on a Sunday. I did the DOT physical on Monday and farted around on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then left Thursday morning. I left to come back here to Colorado. No, I didn't bring Pam. She's still dealing with her mom and her mom's house, and that's her private stuff. So anyway, I don't want to get into too many details, but she's going about buying her mom's house, and there's been a few roadblocks and everything. So anyway, hope she can get that done. You know. So she was still hanging around there doing that, and it was 106 degrees, and I said, I'm back out of here. So I jumped in the van and took off and come back up here to Colorado. Now, that Whittling video you saw Friday's, I videoed that a month ago, okay, in the same location. And I've been gone, ran all over, you know, went to Texas, came back up here, went all over Colorado and everything. And just so happened I come back here, and this is where I am. I didn't plan it this way. I was here, and I'm like, well, I got to do a live stream to explain some stuff. And so I just happened to be in the same location. Got this little, this is probably my favorite camp spot that I've found so far. There's another one down by Poncha Springs, Salida area, and you're up on a cliff overlooking a huge valley, and it's beautiful. In a different way, it's beautiful. It's got all the vistas and the view you can see for miles. Here, you're kind of down in here in the trees and got this beautiful stream behind me. If you remember back when I first come out here, this is one of the campsites I found, and there's a sign over here. Let me show you this real quick. Try to not knock you off. All right, I'll walk over this tree, and you remember there's this sign this is the specific area that I'm working. If you do not wish to be bothered, I would recommend one of the other campsites. Thanks, Josh. All right, let's see here. Turn your, I'll just walk around here real quick to show you this campsite while I'm here. I mean, it's just beautiful. Look at this. The water runs underneath this rock here. It flows along here, and it goes around the rock, but it also goes underneath these tree roots. This tree right here, the roots come along, go underneath here, and it flows underneath there. It's watered that out. Isn't that pretty? I mean, it's just neat. You know, it's got a lot of rubbish and tree limbs and stuff from you know, like floods that come down through here in the springtime, but it's just beautiful. I love it up here. So anyway, get back here to the chair, set you back down, turn you back around. All right, so I found out what that sign is all about. Over on another tree over here by the road, there's another sign. It's an official sign from the U.S. government. He's got a mining claim here. So he comes out here and pans for gold apparently, and this is his mining claim. So I haven't seen him. He hasn't ever showed up. So, but anyway, I don't do any. I'm not into that mining claim or gold panning for gold or anything like that. I'm not into that. Anyway, yeah, Josh. What was somebody said something about Josh there? I just barely caught it. Hi, kids. Oh, and hi, Josh, who works there. Anyway, this is also the spot where the aspen trees have the hearts cut into them, you know, carved into them. And it just, I mean, every one of the aspen trees over there. Somebody, I think when he comes out panning for gold, maybe his kids go over and carve on a tree or something. I don't know. But anyway, this is where I'm at, and it's what I've been doing. Been carving, been doing little hobbies like that. And what I'm going to get into more of that micro carving, and I've got a Dremel that I bought. It's Chicago Electric, which is from Harbor. I got it for like $24 a Dremel, you know. And I got some real small bits. Even those bits are too big and clunky for doing some of this work. So I saw down at Harbor Freight also, they've got the micro drill bits. I mean, they're like jewelry. They're extremely small. I mean, they go from big all the way up to the little bitty small ones. There's like 2 rows of these. There's maybe 20 bits in this thing, in this kit. And the smallest one, I can barely see the bit. It's that small, okay? And what I think I'm going to do is, next time I go by Harbor Freight, I'm going to buy one of those, one of those little kits, like $7 for all these little bits. And I'm going to use that to carve some really micro stuff, use those drill bits and really, kind of clean everything up. I'll use the bigger, what they call diamond head stuff to grind the most of it out. And then I'll use the really small stuff to... This is a busy road today. It's a holiday weekend, it's Labor Day weekend, and lots of four-wheelers and motorcycles, dirt bike type things, and almost, other times I've camped out here, I've had maybe 2 or 3 cars a day come up through this. You go up this road and it goes up to a pass up here. And because it's Labor Day weekend, I think everybody's all out camping. I've been here since Thursday. I got here Thursday, I think. And I was lucky, because all the campsites seem to be full because it's a weekend, but it's also a holiday weekend. So there's a lot of people out here camping. Here goes a four-wheeler again, a Razor going by. It's just, since this video's been on 14 minutes, there's been about a dozen or more vehicles drive by. Cars, or trucks, minivans, dirt bikes, side-by-sides. And anyway, it's been real busy here. And they're kicking up a lot of dust and stuff. Well, what are you going to do? So, all right, so carving, got all that kind of I bought this basswood. Let me talk about this real quick. When I was home, that's one of the things I state. When I was home, I ordered some stuff off of Amazon. I ordered a carving kit. Whoa. It has all the different carving knives and stuff in there. And some of the ones the main ones I've been using are these 2 right here, okay? This is a curved blade, okay? And this one's a straight, mini straight blade. And then this is a longer curved blade. This is called a Schloid knife. And you would think this is a really specialized carving, whittling, type knife. Apparently Schloyd in Norwegian, I think it's Norwegian, might be Finnish, something like that. Anyway, Scandinavia area. That Schloyd knife, it's the knife they give the apprentice. It's the kind of jack of all trade knives. When you start getting to these little smaller knives, they're more specialized, And then there's I've got gouges and scooped. I've got a curved knife for hollowing out this bowl. There's a curved knife. You hollow that bowl out. So anyway, so I got that, and that kit, you can order them separately, but I got the overall kit, and they come up with this basswood carving, okay, and it's just basswood, okay. Basswood is really good because it doesn't have a lot of grain structure, and it's easy to carve, even dry. This is dry wood, and it's even fairly easy to carve. It's kind of a softer wood. But anyway, they got different sizes. They got these square blocks, and they've got smaller, long, skinny blocks. And it was one of these, okay, long skinny block. So I took my little handy dandy little dinky saw, a little micro saw, and I split it in half, okay. That's what I made the guitar out of. I don't know, I'll use this, but I didn't want to whittle the whole thing down and waste all this wood. So anyway, so I got that little guitar. I think that's just dinky as hell. I'm not done with that. I still got a lot to work on, a little fine detail stuff. That's just the rough out, so to say. So kind of like the spoon, kind of a rough out. All right. What else we're going to talk about? I've become a killer. I had to kill a mouse. I haven't had any trouble with mice anywhere except here. And the last time I was here, I heard a mouse inside the bus or van. I heard him scratching around in the middle of the night. I woke up, heard him. So I got out, tried to catch him one night. I was sitting there watching TV. And I'm sitting on the passenger seat in the van. I take the passenger seat and I've rotated it backwards so I can sit there backwards watching TV, That's my lounge chair. I'm sitting there watching TV, and all of a sudden I see this movement down below, down here on the floor. I went to look, and he ran away. I'm like, oh man, I got the mouse. Mouse is in here. It was the next day. I heard him one night, and then the next day I see him, right? That evening. And so I tried, catch the mouse for about 4 hours. That mouse kept outsmarting me. I mean, it's just, I did everything trying to catch him. And I didn't have a mouse trap or anything like that. I just trying to catch him. I had my fly swatter, and I thought, well, when he comes out here, I'll just hit him real hard with a fly swatter, stun him, and throw him out. Man, well, it didn't work. So I got some mouse traps last time. After I left here a month or so ago, I got some mouse traps. I came back, and I haven't had any trouble with the mice until I come back here Thursday night. Let me show you. Let me get up and show you. I still have other stuff to talk about, but let me show you this real quick. All right, let me turn you around. Oh, by the way, I got new tires. Tires were worn out. I got 44,000 miles on tires. So I got me some new Falcon, all-terrain tires, and love them. They're so much bigger. They're like 3 inches bigger than the ones that were on there, and they fill up the whole fender well. I just love that. But that little mouse, he was running around behind the driver's seat. He was running out right in here, and then he'd run back. He'd run over here, and he'd run back. And I couldn't catch him. I woke up the next morning, and right here was that. He had got up into that little party pack of Hershey miniatures, and he had unwrapped it, ate the thing, and left the wrapper was all chewed up the way a mice would chew something up, right? And I'm like, crap, he's up there on my kitchen counter. I figured he's just on the floor, but he got all the way up in here. So I took these out, and I set them up there out of the way so you can't get to them. And I set one down there one night, the next night. This would have been Friday night. I set it down there just to see if it was a fluke. Woke up the next morning, same thing, all chewed up, all the chocolate was gone. So I got some cheese out of the refrigerator and put it in my mouse trap. Well, I didn't like the mouse trap. I got 4 mouse traps over there. Let me crawl outside again. I have 4 mouse traps, and I put one on the ground out here. I put one right there. I put one right here, and that one I set right over on the floor right there. Well, He got up there and he chewed up that chocolate, but he didn't take the cheese. Huh. Well, if he likes chocolate so much, so I took chocolate and I scrunched it all up in there. Anyway, I caught him, the second one. One I caught Friday night was outside out here with the cheese. This one here was last night with the chocolate. So apparently the mouse likes chocolate more than he likes cheese. So, isn't that pretty? Just a beautiful, just beautiful. So yeah, use peanut butter. Yeah, he apparently he likes chocolate. He ain't eating no more. But turn you around. Okay, so enough of that. All right. There we go. So, trying to think what else I can tell you before we get to the main subject. Read a couple little comments real quick. Here's a chocoholic mouse. Laughed my butt off. I dislike those critters. But and the thing is, you know, I'm not all ushy mushy and everything, but a little mouse, they're cute. They're really, really cute. But when they get in a mouse trap, they ain't so cute no more. But he come out, he, she, whatever, came out on the floor there, and he just sat there and looked at me. And as soon as I'd move, he'd scurry away. So I got everything all lined up, and I was sitting there with my fly swatter, waiting for movement. And when I said I moved, I wouldn't move. I just looked down with my eyes. Smack, missed him, duck, and he'd run away. 4 hours of that one night. So anyway, let's see. Mic gain is too high. Oh, yes it is. Thank you. Maybe I'm just talking too loud. Let me see if I can change. I got to change it on here. I tell you what. Let me move it down there. Now that didn't do any. Let me set it on the table. How about if I set it on the table here? There we go. Is that a little bit better? Not quite as loud. Not peaking so much. So I know how to get in there, but I think I might mess it up while I'm doing a live stream, so I don't want to touch that for now. So we'll set that over there, and it won't be quite so it won't peak out so much. Okay, a spurtle. Somebody said something on the whittling comment on the whittling video on Friday, making a spurtle. I had no idea what a spurtle was, so I looked it up. And basically, it's a spatula, but it's like a really long spatula. Now, this is my leather strap for strapping back and forth to sharpen. But it's basically like a little spatula flipper, but it's really, really long like this. So I might make one something like that. I don't know. We'll see. So let's see what else we got. That's what we're getting to, Julie, is the long and short videos. Getting that in a minute. Mechanic Eric, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in forever. By God, how you doing, Eric? Been about a year since I've seen you up there in Michigan or Wisconsin. Let's see. Who's Dexter? I don't know what a Dexter is. I don't know what that means. So Dexter must be a mouse killer or something. I don't know. Make a train with pencil lead. Thank you, guy. That's a good idea. I might try to do that. I'm gonna have to get bigger bottles though. If it's that long, I got to get a much longer bottle. When I went in there to Hobby Lobby, I was looking for. I had in my mind. I had the idea of test tubes. Get a test tube and put a cork in it, you know. And I come across those little bottles, and they're just as good and work just fine. And they're actually heavy duty. You can't really break them, I don't think. So a test tube, I think you might be able to break. So. Hi, Mechanic Eric. Are you still doing streaming? Okay. Frank Rizzo, good afternoon. Hope you and Stan are Stan, I hope you and Pam are doing good. Just went through a hurricane here in Florida, but doing okay now. Stay safe out there. Yep. Yeah, we're all doing good, Frank. Hope you guys are doing good. Well, I think one of the good things about that hurricane is it went through so fast. It didn't sit there and linger, and it tore up a few things, but it moved on pretty quick. You know, that's with Dwayne, the guy that lives down there, a friend of mine. He lives down there in the direct hit. I mean, he said it came through on him. Woke up about 6 o'clock that morning, whatever day that was, Tuesday or something, I think it was. Anyway, he woke up about 6 o'clock, and the hurricane was starting, you know, coming in. And I think the eye hit him somewhere around 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and he went right through the middle of the eye. He says it was dead calm for about a half hour. So he took a direct hit, and he came out fine. Of course, he lives in a forest and everything, so the trees, they deflect the air up over the height of the buildings and stuff. So he lives right in the middle of a real heavy forest, and I think that saves a lot of him for, you know, being, you know, direct hit on the wind and stuff. And he lives in a double wide mobile home. And he said that, and he's got a camper and everything, and nothing was messed up. Just some branches fell off. So, no, Melissa, I'm not going to do this for I don't have any. I'm carving for the fun of it, for myself, to give away to friends and stuff, and make stuff for myself. For now, until I get learning, and maybe if I get good at it, because I mean, really, look at Donnie's here. Okay, look at Donnie's. I mean, really look at it. It's real clean. Look at the D. You know, it's really not all that. So, I'm learning. Okay, I'm an apprentice. Anyway, hope Trump doesn't fire me. You're fired. I can't keep things lit. So, heard from Mudpig. Yes, I heard. He called me yesterday. Of all times, he called me yesterday. He's working for a company hauling double trailers, you know, wiggle wagons, and he's staying over on the East Coast for the most part. He'll go as far back, like, to Ohio and stuff like that. I think he went to Toledo one time or whatever, but he kind of stays along the eastern seaboard, out of Pennsylvania. There he goes up in 81 and 95 and right in that area quite a bit. He says he's doing really good. Wife is pregnant. He's expecting twins. Okay, expecting a boy and a girl, twins, coming around November, I think he said. So yeah, everything's going fine with Mudpig. He's the only one I've talked to of the TPC. He's about the only one I've talked to recently. Okay, I hear stuff from Gloria. Gloria Netto is constantly putting stuff on my chat, not my chat, but the comment section about Joe and the Trucker G and all them and everything. But I haven't actually talked to them in quite some time now. I need to give them a call and say hi. So haven't heard from Grey Wolf. I don't know what he's up to. So yeah, I need to catch up on the old friendship stuff, right? So, all right. So, damn it. When I'm smoking my pipe, the pipe goes out all the time. You have to relight it. Cigars don't go out as quickly, but I'm not puffing on it enough to really get it nice and going. And somebody's probably going to ask what these are. Factory Smokes is the name of them. They're a real cheap cigar. They're a mild cigar. You can tell by the wrapper. The lighter the wrapper is, the darker the wrapper is, the more harsh they are, more flavored. The lighter the wrapper is, the lighter the cigar is. And I'm a weakling. I get the lightest ones I can find. But they're actually pretty good. I like them. You know, I was kind of thinking, you know, cheap cigars, because I mean they're like about $1.50 a piece, I think, something like that. They're not a high dollar cigar. And they're actually pretty good. I enjoy them. So that's what that is. All right. Oh, and after I got one more thing to show you, and then we'll get to the subject. After I got done doing the guitar, I got to do some trimming work with the Dremel. I picked up a stick. There's all these sticks laying around here. For somebody had, there's a little campfire pit right here. There's all kinds of twigs and sticks and stuff for kindling to get the fire started. Picked one up and I started that. And that's about 10 minutes is all that is. I'm gonna make me a spirit, what's it called, a wood spirit, I think they call them. An old man with a big beard, you know, and kind of Gandalf, you know, remember off of Lord of the Rings, Gandalf, that kind of a thing. So, and like I said, I don't know how good that one's not coming out too good so far, I don't think, but we'll see. But all right, enough of all that. The reason I called y'all here today, I'm kind of building up time here to get more people on here. It pains me to say this. The channel ain't doing too good. YouTube is not doing me very good right now. Well, I'll put it this way. Apparently, I'm not doing very good on YouTube. Okay. I started the channel out. My very first videos that I made were just so I could put something up to show my mom what I do on, you know, trucking, because we got to talking one day, and kind of a long story, I guess, but a real short story. Basically, I got to talking to my mom, and I was going to Atlanta, and we talked for a while, and then, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks later, I happened to be I was in like Chicago, and I was heading toward Atlanta, and I called her up again, you know, and I was sitting there talking to her, and said, there goes a Jeep. Anyway, 2 Jeeps. Do I see 3? Just 2 Jeeps so far. So anyway, I was sitting there talking to her. She goes, "Oh, you're finally getting down to Atlanta." I'm like, "Going to Atlanta? No, Mom." Oh. She says, "Well, last time I talked to you, you were heading to Atlanta. I thought you were just now getting there." I'm like, "No, Mom, that's 3 weeks ago. I've been here and here and here and here." And she, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you drove that much." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, Mom. I mean, I'm a truck driver. That's what I do. I travel all the time." And she's like, "Oh, I had no idea you drove that many miles." She just was flabbergasted. "Oh, I can't believe it, you know." And so I got to thinking, I was talking with a friend of mine, Joe, truck driver Joe. I was sitting there talking to him from South Dakota. And we got to talking about it, and he suggested, "Well, why don't you make some YouTube?" Because I'd just been talking to him about YouTube videos because of the Bob Wells thing out in Quartzsite. And he said, "Why don't you just make a few videos, put them up on YouTube so your mom can see what you're doing?" Well, there's an idea. So I went and bought a GoPro, and I thought I'd make a few videos. And I threw them up there, and I made like 3 videos, threw them up there. This is back in 2017, and everything was going pretty good. And I just figured my mom to watch them, nobody else, you know. And all of a sudden I see there's like 18 views. And Troy Beck, my glasses. Oh, I'm telling you, the cooking vids are what drew me there. I think some of the camp cooking videos would be some good boost. Yeah, there you go, Troy. Well, okay. So anyway, I'm sitting there. I made some videos and everything, and I see 18 people have watched these videos, and I'm, who is watching this stuff? It's just me driving down the road, going, "Oh, look at that!" There's, you know, and people were watching it. I was talking to Joe, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, I think people really like that stuff." And he told me about this girl. She's a truck driver. Gosh, I can't remember her name. She quit trucking, quit YouTube, and the whole 9 yards. But when I first made those videos, she was pretty big in the YouTube community. You know, had 100,000 subscribers, and was making some, decent headway on YouTube stuff. And I watched her videos. Something Knight. Her last name was Knight. Can't remember. I'll think of it here in a second. But anyway, so I started watching her videos, and I thought, I'll start making videos similar to hers, with putting the music, with driving down the road with the music, and the scenery changes with the beat of the music. My old videos. So I just kind of copied what she was doing, and it started taking off. Next thing you know, I've got 200 subscribers, and people are watching. I'm like, who, okay. So it kind of took off, kind of surprised me, I wasn't expecting that. And so that the channel got started. It was travel videos. Okay, I'm traveling from point A to point B, traveling videos. I just happened to be in a Peterbilt. okay? And people started watching that stuff and really liked it, I guess. So the channel grew and grew, and next thing you know, here it is a few years later, and I'm up to 60,000 viewers or subscribers. And I'm happy, and I'm making a little bit of pocket change on the side. I mean, I made my money with the trucking, but I made a little bit of money on YouTube, you know, and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And here it was 2 years later, in June of 19 was my biggest month. And I made that month, that was the biggest month I've ever made any money on YouTube. I made $2,000 that month. And you're probably all thinking back, oh, well, that's the month you wrecked your truck. Well, yes, it was. I wrecked the truck on June 28th, okay? So June's videos had nothing to do with the truck wreck or anything. It was just my traveling and everything, and things were going along just fine. And I wrecked the truck, and then I didn't put anything on YouTube for about the wreck for like a month and a half. I waited until everything got settled, the insurance, the whole 9 yards before I put anything on YouTube, okay? I didn't want to possibly jinx myself on something like that. So here it is a month later, it's July, it's probably early August when I put the video up about the wreck, okay? Well, because I wrecked the truck, Pam and I were planning on getting a motorhome or RV or fifth wheel something and retiring at the end of 2019. January of 2020, we were going to go travel, and that's when I bought that Prevost. And so the idea was all of January, or all of 2019, we were planning on doing the RV thing. And so we go and do all the RV thing, and we're planning on all this. And the idea was wait until about November and then sell the truck. And then she could retire from her job at the end of the year, and come January, we could go out and start traveling. And so I didn't buy a truck, okay? So all these people, I had to make something, you know, video-wise. And what I ended up doing, I went up to Kansas to help my friend Kurt do farming, okay? And I went up there, did weed harvest, you know, in July. Went up there in early July and did weed harvest. And then there's nothing to do in Kansas. And all the YouTube videos were farming related, driving a truck for the farm. And the viewers went way down because I wasn't traveling long haul all over the country. I was just, you know, I don't want to watch farming stuff now. So the thing is, people go to a YouTube channel because of the one thing you're doing. And they tell you in YouTube, you know, community, they says, find one thing and be very specific on that one thing, okay? Don't bounce around all these other subjects. Well, what was I supposed to do? You know, I had nothing else to, I didn't have a truck anymore, so I was up there driving for Kirk, and those videos, and the money went way down. You know, the views went down, the money went way down. And I'm thinking, well, crap, you know. So, bought the Prevost motorhome toward November, and we're going to go out to Quartzsite and everything. And Pam wanted to stay working until February for reasons at her job. And so I went out to Quartzsite by myself. I got out there, spent about a month and a half, 2 months out there in Quartzsite, or Arizona, and then came back home. And when I got back home, things kind of changed. You know, but anyway, decided not to do it. She wanted to stay working a little bit longer, so she stayed working a little longer, and I thought, well, let's go ahead and get rid of the Prevost. So got rid of the Prevost, and thought, well, what am I going to do now? So then COVID's hitting right about that same time, okay? So sit around the house all year in 2020, just almost did nothing, just sit around, and really scrambled for subject matter, you know. I'm not trucking anymore. The whole COVID thing just, you know, screwed up for me for a while. And so later in that year, around October, I was looking around on the internet, and I found the white truck, okay? I found the white truck up in Missouri, so I went up and bought it. But I was right in the middle of, it was right at fall harvest at the time. Kirk wanted me to come up and help him, so I bought the truck, left it to the dealership, and I went to Kansas to help him for about 2 months. After that's over, in November, come home, Pam and I went up, got the truck, made a little vacation out of it, a little 5-day vacation going up there. Got the truck, brought it home, and continued to work on it, fixed a few things here and cleaned up a few things, and covered up the yellow stripes with the blue, you know, the blue stripes and all that. You remember all this stuff if you watched all that stuff. So, I'm sitting there. I didn't want to drive in the winter. I'm sick and tired of the snow and the ice and all that stuff. You know, I mean, I can do it. I'm not afraid of it. It's just, why? You know, I don't need to do it anymore. I did it for 35 years. I don't need to do the snow and ice anymore. So I kind of, quit in the wintertime and then just truck during the summer. So come springtime, fired the truck up, went back to work. So I'm out there traveling around, and the YouTube came back up a little bit, and got where I was making maybe anywhere from $600 to $1,000 a month, not a week, 600, 700, 800 a month on YouTube. And it, compared to what I was making in trucking, that was just beer money. It wasn't that much. But I'm sitting there thinking, when I actually do retire, I'd like to get the YouTube to be able to make enough money to go out and travel and it's live off of savings, but supplement it with a little bit of the YouTube money. And I was kind of hoping it would grow back up. Well, since I've sold the truck this year in, was it February? I think I sold the truck. No, I'm not going trucking again. So I have my CDL. I want to keep it just in case I have to, but I don't want to. Okay. So with the truck, I sold the truck in I think it was February or March, somewhere along in there. I sold the truck and sat around the shop for the springtime, working on the bus and getting it all up and ready to go, so Pam and I could go travel and do our thing we've been trying to do for so many years. Well, because of her mom and all that, what's going on right now, she stayed at home, and I thought, well, I'm not going to take the bus. The bus gets about 8 miles a gallon, probably 8, 9, 10 miles a gallon, and the van gets about 20. Okay, and I thought, well, I'll just take the van because I only need, it's just by myself. I don't need the big bus. Okay, so I'll just take the van. I'll go explore and find out places I can take the bus, because like where I'm at here, I could probably get the bus in here. It'd be tight, but I could get it in here. Coming down this road, tree branches and stuff, but I could probably get the bus in here. But there's a lot of places I go where the road is just too, up and up. The van barely makes it, and the bus won't quite make it. Wouldn't make it there. So I'm kind of learning where I can take the bus and where I can't. So eventually, I'm going to take here in another week or so. Kurt should be calling me for fall harvest, and I'm going to take the van to fall harvest and work there until about November, and then after that go back to Texas. I'm going to spend November and December around the Texas area. In January, taking the bus to Quartzsite. That's penciled in. That's what I'm hoping to plan to do. Okay, so I come out here and I'm doing these camping and traveling. I'm still doing the traveling videos. I'm coming across things I think are neat. It's the same exact stuff I was doing in the semi. I'm just in a van instead of a semi. And apparently the bus, or the semi, was the star of the show. Kind of like Kit on Knight Rider, BJ and the Bear. Bear and the truck and Bear were the show, not the driver. Okay, so apparently the truck was the big draw on the YouTube channel. And now that it's all gone, everything's went to nothing. I had about 60,000 subscribers, and back, what was it, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, I went on that People's Convoy, and I doubled subscribers. Well, all of those new subscribers, I went up to 124,000 subscribers. All of those new subscribers were only interested in the convoy, and when the convoy quit, they quit watching. So I'm back to 60,000 people that actually watch. They're still subscribed, they just don't watch. So I got about 60,000 people that were watching the trucking stuff, and of those people, only about this many people follow me in the van traveling around. Okay, so I've got 116,000 subscribers now. I went at 124, and it's whittled back down to about 116 right now. 116,000 subscribers, and I have a hard time getting 2,000 views on a video. So something's broke. Something's not right. Something isn't working. So, and I knew this, and I'm scratching my head like, what? What? If you notice, I don't have no hair right here because I'm sitting there scratching my head. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out why nobody's watching, and from my point of view, I'm doing the exact same thing. It's just a different vehicle. All right, so about a month and a half ago, I'm sitting there talking to a friend of mine, a guy named Russ. Okay, he's got a YouTube channel. It's called RVer TV. Okay, and he started his channel back in probably 14 or 15. I mean, he's been out for 10 years now. And he started his channel, and it was all about RV type stuff, everything RV related, okay? And he plunked along there for many, many years, but he also had a regular job. Like me, I had a trucking job, and I did the YouTube for fun, kind of, you know. And Russ, he had a photography, videography kind of business, and he'd go out and film stuff, and they'd make commercials out of it and things like this. And he was traveling around doing that for his main income, and the YouTube was just his beer money, so to say, you know. It was his bonus money, just, you know, goofing around money. And about a year or so ago, he decided he was going to retire from the filming job that he had to just go full-time YouTube. And of course, he's older. I'm sure he's got Social Security coming in and things like that. I don't know his financial situation, but he decided to make that YouTube is all he was going to do. Okay. And I wish I could read all this stuff. If I read that stuff, I'll lose my train of thought. Sorry. So, so anyway, he about a year or so ago, he went to a YouTube school, and he paid a bunch of money to go down to this YouTube seminar for about a week. And I don't know where it was, where he went to, I don't know. But anyway, he joined up with, signed up for this seminar thing, and he went over and watched. And they had presentations. You know, he'd sit in the audience, and they're on the stage. They're kind of like when Apple displays a new phone or a new iPad or something. Same kind of thing. And they have these seminars, and the guy up on stage would sit there with a PowerPoint presentation behind him, talking about how to do YouTube. So he learned a lot from that. And so he was sitting there telling me about all this stuff. And he says, he says, you've been, you know, like my channel's changed quite a bit. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't watched it in quite a while. Because I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube channels, okay? I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, but I don't follow a lot of people on their channels, especially when it comes to camping and because I'm already doing it. I did that for a while because I was learning about it. Well, I've kind of learned all the stuff I want to learn about it, and I don't watch a lot of that. And so many of those van life and bus life and RV type channels, so many of them are very drama related. You know, oh my God, the police kicked us out. What are we gonna do? You know, and I don't like the drama stuff, right? There's a bird down there fishing in the stream. So got distracted. I'm sorry. Squirrel. So anyway, he was telling me about this YouTube stuff and how it changed his channel. He says, go look at my channel. So I'm right there. I get on the computer and look it up. 500,000 views on one video, 200,000 views, 1.2 million on this. What are you doing? So he sits there and tells me, when he went to the YouTube thing, like a year or so ago, year and a half ago, something like that. When he went to that, YouTube, they had representatives there, and they were explaining what they're trying to do at YouTube. Now, YouTube was always, when it first started, what, 07, I think is when YouTube first came out? 09 maybe, I think it was 07. Anyway, when YouTube was first invented, all they wanted was little snippets, little, 2-minute videos of some idiot on a skateboard, jumping and hitting his, on a handrail, that stupid stuff, It was that, and, little teenage girls going, whatever. And so that's what they started out, and then let's make people make videos that try to keep them to 10 minutes, because people's attention spans are only 10 minutes long. All right, so that's YouTube's philosophy at the time. Well, years later, TikTok comes along, and TikTok has all these little bitty short 10, 15, 20-second videos, and YouTube sees that TikTok is really doing good with this, and they go, let's try something different. So this is about 4 years ago. Let's try something different. So they worked on it and everything, and a couple years ago they came out with this idea, let's make these what they call shorts. There's 2 minutes or less shorts, okay? And instead of the phone, instead of it being, landscape mode, you turn it this way for portrait mode, okay? Just like TikTok. So those are YouTube shorts. So that they did that about 4 years ago, and what YouTube realized was 10, 20-minute video, they can have 2 or 3 commercials in that video, okay? On a 15-second short or a 22-second short, they have a 30-second commercial. Nobody wants to watch 30 seconds of commercial to watch a 15-second video. And the next one you click on, another commercial, and people don't like it because they got to watch through all these commercials, right? And that's how YouTube makes their money. That's the way network TV makes their money, okay, is commercials, okay? So then they got to notice, and on my channel, on my computer, okay, you guys go to YouTube. What you're watching right now is just regular YouTube, okay? I go to a different site. It's called YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio, it's my back door into YouTube, so I can change videos when I load them up. That's where I load them onto. It's a different site than what you're watching, called YouTube Studio. All right. In YouTube Studio, they have all kinds of stuff you can go down through. There's this stuff called analytics, and it shows you, I mean, tons and tons of stuff. It shows you where your main audience is. You know, mine is mostly in the United States. It shows you not so much what state they watch in, but what country they're watching from. It'll show you your view time. So if you got a 10-minute video that shows that people watch 8 minutes of it, that's good. 10 minutes of it. But for only people want to watch about 1 minute of a 10-minute video, the algorithm goes, that's not a very good video. Let's not promote that video. Okay. What I mean by promote is whenever you watch. Yes, he is. What? Can't stand shorts, waste of time. Okay. Okay. So anyway, where was I? YouTube. Damn it, lost my train of thought. See, when I read the screen, I read the comment or the chat, I lose my train of thought. So anyway, nobody wants to watch a 30-second commercial. I'm going back too far. So YouTube, I can go to YouTube and I can look up analytics, and it'll show, view time, watch time, how many videos they've watched in the last 7 days, 28 days, in the last year. How many videos, of all my videos, I've got 750 videos, plus all these live streams I've done. So I'm probably around 850 videos all together, okay? And of every video, if somebody goes back and watches a video from 4 years ago, I get a credit for that, okay? And it adds up all those videos, every view that they've watched on my channel in the last 7 or 28 days or whatever, you put, set it to, and you go for the 28 days. It shows you what's been going on this past month. It'll also show your pay, your projected pay, what your actual pay is last month, all that kind of stuff. It's called analytics, and it shows all this information. I went through there and looked it over, but I'm not very good at, is the right word, disseminating that, processing that. I can read it and go, but I don't know what it means. I'm like, well, okay. So I've looked at that stuff some, okay? Well, YouTube, we're back. Okay, what happened there? I'm on Starlink on the van, which is really, really good internet, by the way. It's a little pricey, but it's very, very good internet. The problem is I'm in this valley, and as the satellites fly by, one will fly by, and then another one will fly by, and another one will fly by, and then there's no satellite for 10, 15 seconds, and it loses your signal. So I'm watching TV, Netflix or something like that, and every so often, about every half hour or every 45 minutes or so, the TV will freeze, and 20 seconds later it starts playing again. Okay, it's because there was no satellites. That's why it just froze on me, is I lost my satellite signal for just a short time. Anyway, so what I was talking about is on the analytics, I can look and find out what people are watching. Y'all remember that? Anyway, are they watching on a cell phone? Are they watching on an iPad or some kind of tablet? Are they watching on a computer, laptop, whatever? Or are they watching on a TV, a large TV screen? Okay. I can look at mine, and mine is about 85% cell phone. Okay. Of you people that are watching, it's about 85% cell phone. Okay. In YouTube universe, though, they're getting a look at all their analytics, and they're seeing more and more and more people are watching YouTube on their TV. How do you do that? Well, if you have a modern TV and it's a smart TV, put apps on your TV and use that. So you put the YouTube app on your TV and watch it on your big screen. So much better than this, okay? So much more detail. You can see things so much better. It's much better watching it on TV. The bigger the screen, the better, you know? So YouTube noticed a lot of people were watching YouTube on televisions. And they're sitting there going, wonder why that is. Well, could it be, when you watch TV, all these years, for the last 100 years, 50 years, the TV's been around, okay? What do you watch on TV? Network TV, okay? And back in the day, you watched, you know, Ozzie and Harriet, I Dream of Jeannie, McCloud, you know, those TV shows back then. It was all on your NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, and your PBS channels. And that was all you really had on TV until cable came along. Get out of here, fly. So, get out. That's not a fly, it's a sweat bee. Anyway, I'm telling you, I haven't had too many troubles with flies, right? You know, lately. But when they do come around, they're deer flies. They're aggressive. They're not like a house fly. They come over and they want to bite you. And they're look same size as a house fly, but they're a deer fly. And they land on you and you go to swat them and they just kind of like, I dare you to swat me. You know, they're tough little bastards. So anyway, network TV in the last decade or so has turned it, okay? Just absolute, okay? Dancing with the Stars, Big Brother, reality TV crap, okay? And it's, everybody know, when it first came out, I remember when Survivor first came out, everybody thought, boy, that was so neat because it's not a scripted TV show like, you know, any of the other ones that you had writers for, is all. And they come up with that reason, it was back in the 90s, I think, late 90s or so. They had a big strike, a writer's strike out in Hollywood. And they had no scripts for the TV shows that they were putting up. So the bigwigs at the headquarters got to looking at it and go, well, let's start doing video or shows that don't need writers. So they started doing the reality TV stuff. So they'd set people on an island and say, here, you got to survive. And it's so fake. It's you're not really on an island trying to survive. It's a game show, you know. And well, it's reality TV. Ice Road Truckers. I don't know. Maybe you all like Ice Road Truckers. I watch it. And it's the stupidest show I think I've ever seen. I can't bear to watch the thing. It's not about trucking. It's about, well, Gloria is a truck driver. She's up in Alaska, and is she going to be able to get home because of the ice and snow? Is she going to be able to get home in time to go to her OBGYN appointment? You know, it's crap. You know, so so many of these shows that the networks are putting out are just, people aren't liking them. Okay, so they're realizing it's not real. Thank you, Eric. Okay, Eric just sent me a text. So anyway, so what was it? Thanks, Eric. You screwed my. So reality TV, people are getting sick of it. It's getting, you know, they've done it for 20 years now, and people are tired of watching the crap. Let me show you. Okay. This is the one that is probably the worst one that I can think of. The Masked Singer. It's just absolute crap. Okay. When I watched that, when it first came out, I watched it for a few episodes just to see what it was, and it was so bad. And the people are all dolled up and dressed up. It's just ridiculous. And the only thing I could think of, you ever watch Hunger Games and the capital city, the people in capital city, and how they dressed and how they acted and everything, and all the other people out in the other provinces and everything, the different, the 12 districts, how they were just normal people. You know, this district was all about lumber. This one was about mining. This one was about, you know, manufacturing, whatever. But the people in the big city, they were clueless, and they walked around like, what's her name? I can't remember the actress's name, but, you know, the really wild hair and the 4-inch eyelashes, and, you know, it's just, and I see the Masked Singer, and that's what I'm thinking, oh my God, it's the Hunger Games. Our society has turned into the Hunger Games, okay? So people are sick of watching that crap that the networks are putting out. And YouTube has realized, because there's everything on YouTube, okay? I just got done watching last night for about 4 hours on one show. There's a 4-hour show about the American Revolution. Okay, it was from the History Channel. Probably put on the History Channel 10 years ago, and everybody's watched it, whatever. So they put it on YouTube, and now you can watch it again if you want to. Well, I've never seen it, so it's brand new TV to me, and it's on YouTube on a TV, not on a 10-minute YouTube video. So YouTube has kind of let it be known to the creators, me, you know, and Russ and people like that they are looking for long format videos instead of these 10-minute videos or 20-minute videos or whatever, or the little shorts, 2-minute videos. They're looking for hour-long videos, 2-hour-long videos, okay? To where somebody can click on YouTube, watch the channel, and sit and watch TV, okay? And not have to constantly click, because if they stay on that channel, the show, they're watching YouTube for 3 hours or whatever, okay? I watched four hours last night, okay? And I watched, you know, the commercials. You can skip a lot of those commercials and stuff, but you can pick what you want to watch. And if you want to watch me whittling, or if you want to watch something from the History Channel, or something about, you know, conspiracy theories or the flat earth or something like that, you can watch whatever you want on YouTube. It's a huge encyclopedia. You don't have to watch the only thing that's on Fox tonight, which is Stars on Mars. I haven't watched one episode of that. And I like William Shatner. Okay, and I'm a Star Trek fan and everything. I'm not a Star Trek nerd. I don't go to conventions, but I like watching the shows. Okay, but I won't watch it just because I just know it's a shitty, crappy show. I just know it. 10-minute videos about RVing and travel around looking at things, whatever, to this long format stuff. So I went and watched some of his videos, and I called him back a week later, and and we talked and everything. And one of the other things is my thumbnails. You know, on YouTube, the thumbnail, you look at it and decide whether to watch or not. He said in that seminar, he says that's the #1 most important thing. You got to have, when you're fishing, you got to have the right bait. Okay, if you don't have the right bait, the fish is never going to swallow or bite it. Okay, so the thumbnail is the bait on the end of the hook to hook you into watching the show. Okay, once you get to watching it, everything. So he says your thumbnails are not very good. Okay, so I've been working on that, but also I just followed along, and I would never guessed it would have worked, but he's proof that it works. He's been doing it for about a year now, and he's doing very well on YouTube. All his channels is kind of really exploded. You know, he's done really, really well, and his best videos are just driving down the road. He'll set the cameras up. He's got 3 cameras. He's got one on the windshield. He's got one on the back of the van. He's got a Sprinter van similar to mine. Okay, he's got a Sprinter van, and he drives around, and it's just dash cam type footage, but he drives through places that are interesting. It's not just going across Nebraska. Okay, it's not driving across I-70 in Kansas. Okay, he's driving down like in West Virginia, and he's going down through where all the coal towns and the mining towns and all the, it's unique, it's different. People that live in Ohio have never seen, you know, on vacation or whatever, but for the most part, they don't know what it's like in Arizona, in the desert, you know, the scenery and things. People that live in Arizona, big, wide open Arizona, they don't know what it's like in West Virginia or in Appalachia, or, you know, up in Pennsylvania, in these little narrow canyon towns, you know. And so he drives around and does these videos, and some of them are 2.5 hour long videos, and people watching it, and that's the ones he gets the most views on. He says he'll make a 30-minute video and he'll get 20,000 views. He makes a 2-hour video and he'll get 300,000 views. And it's puzzling to me, but apparently it works, and YouTube loves it. So what does YouTube do? Why does YouTube love it? Because you got a 10-minute video, you get maybe one commercial at the beginning, and then you watch the show, and about halfway through at the 8-minute mark, they'll throw a commercial in there, and at the very end, you know, so you maybe get 3 commercials in a 10-minute period. But then you move on, and while they've got you on TV, they've got you. But when you move on, when that video's over, I've got to get out and mow the yard. So you But while you're hooked and watching that show for 3 hours, you don't think about, well, I need to go mow the, well, you're going to mow the yard, but I'm going to wait till the end of the show. I'm going to watch the whole thing, right? Or most of it anyway, something. And YouTube is realizing that YouTube, and then also the creators that made it, there's a lot more commercials. In a 2-hour video, there's 15, 20 commercials, okay? So, it just came in from mowing. So, they've realized they can sell a lot more advertising, and people will watch it for a longer period of time, and it's money-wise, it's working better for YouTube. Therefore, it's working better for the creators that make the videos. Okay. Well, I've only got 115,000. Russ has 124,000 subscribers, and he's getting 600,000 views. It's not just the subscribers that are watching. It's YouTube is liking that big video, and they're wanting to promote that. So when you're watching YouTube and you're on your screen here, and you're watching YouTube's right up here, okay, and then down, YouTube's up here, and then down below there's suggested videos, other videos you might like. Well, right now YouTube's not suggesting any of my videos. So the only one, because they're not selling that many commercials on it and stuff, right? So, where was it? Because they're not selling that many commercials on a 10-minute or 20-minute video, they're not suggesting that video to anybody. Now, I've got one video that went viral, crazy viral. It's like 11 million views, and that's me showing how to shift an 18-speed video, or 18-speed transmission on a semi. And I got 11 million views on that video. I don't have 11 million viewers, okay? It was suggested to all these people over the years, okay? So you try to find a video that YouTube likes because they're making money, and a video that people enjoy watching, okay? So you have to make these special kind or different kind of videos. So that's what this live stream is all about, is these. I'm telling about this. I'm going to try it and see if it works. I'm going to start making long format videos for, I don't know how long, see how, until I realize whether it's going to work or it's not working. And it's not going to turn around overnight. It's not going to be a month from now, oh wow, I'm getting 3,000 or 30,000 views or 100,000 views. It'll take longer than that. It'll probably take a couple, 3 months or so. So what I've been doing, this morning I had a video came out. I don't know if y'all have watched it or not, but it was a long format video. It was an hour and 44-minute long, okay? It's the same exact stuff I've been doing. It's just much longer, much more in depth, okay? So like I said, about 3 weeks ago, I went back to Texas to get my DOT physical and all that kind of stuff. And when I came back the same route that I did back in June. I need to take a away, right? Another thing, this satellite thing, like I explained before, apparently there was a dead in the satellite for a minute or so. So anyway, this first video that came out this morning, 7 a.m., I'm going to start putting these videos out one a week on Sunday. Okay, Sunday morning, 7, 8 o'clock, something like that. All right. So if you haven't watched the video yet, let me tell you what it's about. Through Texas and a panhandle, got up into New Mexico, and I was trying to hurry and get out of Texas. And a panhandle, got up into New Mexico, and I was trying to hurry and get out of Texas up into the mountains where it's cooler, you know, and so I could sleep well at night. And I got over this little mountains where it's cooler, you know, and so I could sleep well at night. And I got over this little town of Maxwell, New Mexico. I pulled in there, and I think I did a video there, and there was a just outside of the town of Maxwell is a really, really small town, you know, 100 people, something like real small town. But just north of town, there's this little lake that they built, and it's a national wildlife refuge, and it's where like migrating geese and ducks and everything, it's where they can stop. New Mexico doesn't have a lot of water, okay? So they built a dam out there so migrating ducks and whatever can stop there and get a drink and feed on some worms and stuff. So anyway, I sat there, just pretty neat, okay? And then I left there and I drove up through this town of Cimarron. and I'm just driving. I'm trying to get to Colorado, and I just drove right through town. Didn't even look at it. Went through town, and just what I could remember of it was just kind of a. It's better days are behind it. Okay, it's not a trashy town, or not like that. It's just there's not a lot of industry or business are there. You know, I don't even remember seeing a grocery store. I mean, a couple gas stations, convenience stores and stuff. So if anybody that lives there, they got to drive somewhere a long ways away to buy groceries and stuff. There's not a lot there. So I drove right on through, never paid any attention. I went up through this canyon. I thought it was real pretty. I made a couple of videos as I go through that. Went up into Colorado and made some videos, and eventually went all the way up to Glacier National Park in Montana. Worked my way back down to Colorado, and the weather is beautiful here, so I stayed here. I mean, it's like 62 degrees right now, 65 probably right about now. Earlier this morning, 62. So, and it's beautiful air-conditioned weather. You know, that's why I'm here. So, anyway, driving up through there, I didn't really give that town a thought. Well, I went home, took care of that stuff. So about 3 weeks ago, I'm coming back up into New Mexico, or Colorado, and I come through that same town, and I'm looking for some way to make a long-form video. And I'm thinking, okay, we start in Cimarron, and then go all the way up to Red River, New Mexico. And it's a real pretty scene. You're up in the mountains by then, because eastern New Mexico is like West Texas. It's kind of flat and featureless for the most part. But now I'm up in this real pretty scenery going through this canyon and everything. And I stopped, I came through Cimarron, and I was going to do the same thing, just drive right on through. And I just happened to look off to the side, and there's these old looking buildings. And I'm thinking, oh, it must be the old downtown. So I turned around and I just drove through it, made a circle, came through it. And I stumbled across these big signs. Like when you go to the national parks, they have the big information signs talking about, you know, this mountain over here or this river down there. Okay, there's this information signs about all kinds of stuff. And I'm thinking, you know, I got to looking at them and I realized what Cimarron was. Why is Cimarron there? Well, I learned all this stuff. Lots and lots of history in this town that I'd never even heard of. There was one thing in that whole thing that I'd heard of. Everything else was brand new to me. Now, people that live in the area or people that are buffs on certain subjects, they probably know about some of this. But I bet most of you have never heard of this, okay? And I read up on all this stuff, and I'm like, there's a lot of history here. So that became my video. So I drive through town and point a few things out, and then I drive down the highway. And when I'm driving down the highway, you get to see the beautiful scenery of Cimarron Canyon, the Cimarron River. Cimarron River is about the size of this one back here. It's not very big, okay? And it goes up the mountain up to a big valley, and they've got a lake built up there called Eagle Nest, okay? Eagle's Nest, New Mexico. And it's a beautiful valley. So that's in the video. And then from there, you go up this other valley heading up toward Red River. And then I already drove there before, so I knew that was going to be pretty nice. So I drove up through there making a video. Now, the way I make this video is I just drove. I turned the radio off, turned the camera on, and drove for about 2 hours, okay? Not a word, okay? That gives me the opportunity to, after I've filmed all this, and all you hear is the road noise, you know, the highway, you hit a pothole or something, or a semi goes by, you'll hear that, okay? And that's not the videos. That's just how I filmed it, okay? Then I go back, and during editing, I get this little mic right here, this little mic that I'm using right here. It records also. It does this live records. So I click it on record, it records internally, and that's my mic, and I sit there and talk about what I learned about the area. But I do it in the van while I'm editing, okay? And I put this all together. I get all snapshots of all these different things when I'm explaining something. And you see some of my videos are like that. You kind of know what I'm talking about. But I fill in. It's not just this highway driving. I'm popping up pictures of people and pictures of what I'm sitting here talking about something. So instead of trying to explain it, I pop it up. Well, you know, I was out there and I was carving this wooden spoon, and a picture of a wood spoon pops up, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's a bad example, but you get the idea. So I'm sitting there thinking, how am I going to fill an hour and 45 minutes? How am I going to talk about stuff for that long? And I had a hard time squeezing it all in. So it's a very long format video. Hopefully YouTube will like it. You guys hopefully will like it. If you like it, thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm going to ask a favor of you. How many people I got here? 287 people, okay? After I get done with this, people will watch it throughout the week. We'll watch this video, and I'll get a couple thousand people watching this video, hopefully, okay? What I'm asking you to do is help promote me, okay? Help build me back up the way it used to be, okay? Because if I start making a little bit of money on YouTube, I can afford to pay for the gas in that van to go make these kind of videos. These kind of videos, I've been looking for videos that I can make that don't cost anything, okay? I don't have to pay an entrance fee to go into someplace and film something. Because let's just say national park. Now, I don't film in national parks. I have, but you're not supposed to film in a national park if you're making money on it, okay? And so I filmed a couple things in Glacier National Park, the 360 video, you know, and all that. I filmed that kind of stuff, but I didn't monetize that video, okay? YouTube might put a commercial on there, but it's not. I'm not making any money on it, so I'm okay with the national park that way. But I don't want to spend $30 to go into a national park or someplace to make a video that I'm going to make $6 on. It doesn't make sense to do that. So I've been driving around trying to find things that are totally free, make a video about, and make a few bucks, okay? And so that's the kind of videos I've been doing. Russ goes into, in his videos, he'll stop and go walk through a museum or something, you know? He'll do those kind of things. He went to, over here in Colorado, he went to Royal Gorge a few months ago. Okay, he went there a couple months ago. He put a video out about a month ago, but he had to pay $30 just to get in the gate. Okay, now, but on that video, he's going to make, because he's doing really well, he might make $500 on that video. So $30, yeah, I spend $30 to make 500. Don't spend $30 to make 5. Okay, you follow me on that? So if I can start making more money off of YouTube, I can afford to go drive that van more, do more highway mile type stuff, and travel and see things so I can show you guys. So you guys might come up with other ideas, is take one of the videos and link it to Facebook on your Facebook account or something like that. That gets new subscribers or new viewers to see the video, hopefully. Things like that, you know. Hey, I watched this video, it's really neat and blah, blah, blah. You ought to watch this, and post it on Facebook, okay? They click on Facebook, but it reverts back to YouTube, and I get the credit for the video, okay? And it gets word of mouth out there more. And then as that grows, YouTube will see that and go, hey, he's got the long format video we want, and people are starting to watch. Lots of thumbs up. How often do you see me go, thumbs up and, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this video? I don't do that, because every person on YouTube does it. Everybody that watches YouTube knows to do that, okay? And I don't want to sit there and bore you guys with, hey, give me a thumbs up, you know. But for now, if you would, thumbs up, please. Okay. But I don't put that into all my videos because, to me, I figure you're beating a dead horse there. Or somebody already knows, they already know that stuff. So, but anyway, if you could help me out by doing that kind of thing, thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. But put it on other platforms, you know, and see if that can maybe help out a little bit and get a few more views. And like I said, it won't turn over overnight. It's going to take some time. Russ, he said it took him 4 or 5 months before he started seeing any progress on it. But I'm going to try to do those kind of videos. And in the past, what I did is I skipped around a lot of different subjects, okay? I think I'm going to try to do mainly another thing is I drove a truck for 36 years, okay? And 90% of it was on the interstate, okay? And there's some 2-lane roads, but it's got to be 2-lane roads that were in the trucking, the routes, okay? This highway out here that's going up and down in Colorado, I don't even remember I think it's 91 that I'm close to over here. But you don't ever see any semis on it except maybe a gas truck or a local grocery store truck. But you don't see like Interstate 40 going through Arkansas, which is truck, because that's a main trucking route, it's a main transportation route. This highway out here is not a main trucking route. So I've never been on it before, okay? I just came down a highway. This is going to be like a video a month from now. Oh, by the way, just to let you know, the first video was what I just told you, coming up through New Mexico there. My next video, I've got it done. I don't have it loaded to YouTube yet because they're long videos. They take forever to load. But my next video is going over Wolf Creek Pass. Trucking-ish, you know, it's in the trucking realm. But I'm driving over it and I explain why Wolf Creek Pass was so deadly. Of all these mountain passes in the country, Wolf Creek Pass is one of the most deadly ones, okay, for trucks, you know, truck drivers having crashes. So I drive down the road and I show you how a truck driver would go down the road and how you would screw up by going too fast. And anyway, that's what next Sunday's video is about, Wolf Creek Pass. And if you remember back in the 70s, and I think it was in 75, C.W. McCall, he's the one that did the, you know, the convoy song, you know, mercy sakes alive, looks like we got ourselves a convoy. You know, a pig pen, this here's a rubber duck. You know, anyway, so he made trucking type songs, and one of the songs he did was Wolf Creek Pass. Wolf Creek Pass, coming on down the other. Okay, anyway, you got the idea. So that's what my next video is about. After that, I'm going to be going up through, I've already filmed it, I haven't edited it yet, but I'm going up through the $1 Million Highway, and it's going to be from Durango all the way to Ouray. It's going to be about a 2-hour video. Every ounce of that whole highway, and I'm going to drive up through there, and I don't know what I'm going to be able to talk about in 2 hours. I'll figure something out, okay? Anyway, the next video after that, I left Ouray, I went up through Montrose. That's where I got my tires, Montrose. And I went up to I-70 and got on I-70 interstate, which the whole idea about these videos are going to be back roads highways. Well, it worked out okay because the camera didn't turn on. I turned it on, stuck it out the window, driving down the highway, pulled it back out. Oh shit, it didn't record. But it was going to be going through Glenwood Canyon. And I was going to drive through Glenwood Canyon for about, you know, an hour. And it's only about a 20-mile canyon. But take it, go up through there and talk about it and everything. Try to make a whole hour-long video about that. Anyway, I drove all the way through it, pulled the camera. Oh man, it didn't record. So it's an interstate. It's kind of good because it's an interstate and I don't want to do interstate stuff. The whole idea about these road trip videos is going to be back roads, okay? Your secondary highways, roads that no, you know, truck driver like me would not go on, okay? I'm trying to find those kind of back, you know, quirky little weird highways and stuff. That's what I'm going to try it first, and then we'll go from there. I don't know, you know, we'll adjust. But anyway, I drove through I-70 through Glenwood Canyon, and I got up to Vail. I got off the interstate at Vail, and I took Highway 24 down to Leadville. Phenomenal road. I'd never heard of it. Didn't know. I stumbled across this road. That will be about a month from now when that video comes out. So I'm going to have, next Sunday is going to be Wolf Creek Pass. 2 weeks from now will be $1 Million Highway. 3 weeks from now will be the Highway 24 going up through Red Cliff. Okay, there's a little town of Red Cliff up there that is. You just have to watch the video. And I haven't made it yet, but you'll just have to watch the video. It is a very unique town. Anyway, so I come through there and come down to here. Now, that's all I've filmed. I got four videos. Oh, no. And then 2 weeks ago, I was down in by Salida up on that cliff. You know, I said this is one of my favorite campsites, but down by Salida, there's a place up there on a cliff looking over the big scenery campsite I like. And I needed some groceries and needed some water and everything. So I thought, well, let's run to town. And it was cloudy. It's been cloudy because if you remember about a week and a half ago, we had that hurricane came up through California. And then about squirrel. There's a real squirrel. What? Am I bothering you? Little squirrel. Hey, just scurried off. I would have turned the camera around, but as soon as I moved for the camera, they scurry off. So, anyway, so I had to run into town, and I thought, well, it's all cloudy and overcast because we had the hurricane come up through California, and then about 4 days later, we had a hurricane come across the very southern tip of Texas, and it came up right up the Rio Grande, all the way to El Paso, and then turned and came right up through New Mexico, came right over us, and it's set. Now, it had all rained out, but all the clouds were still here, and it got cloudy for about 4 or 5 days. And I'm thinking, man, my batteries are suffering. I need to charge the batteries up. And I'm up on this cliff looking, and I can see back east over by Canyon City, there's no clouds at all over there. And it's cloudy here, but I can see blue sky over there. So I thought, well, I'm going to go to town. I'll run over to Canyon City. It's a little farther to drive, but I'll drive over there and do my grocery shopping and gas. Gas was cheaper over there too. It was about 20 cents cheaper and all that. So I went over and did all that. And while I'm there, I stumbled across something else. And I've got 2 more videos I'm going to make out of that. So I've got today's video, counting today's, that's number 1. I've got 6 videos of long format videos, okay? And when I got over to Canyon City, I went through this canyon, and it was, you'll have to watch that video. I haven't made it yet. I've got the footage, but I haven't made the video yet. So that's what's in store in the next month or month and a half, okay? And I'm going to think more and more about other places I can go drive, and maybe, I can't read all this stuff right now, but maybe leave a comment in the video, not in the chat, but in the comment section. Stan, you're over in Colorado, you ought to go over to this canyon and try that and drive up through there. It's real pretty. Now, can't do, what do you call it? Forget the name. It's a national park up there north of Colorado, north of Denver. Estes Park. The Estes Park, that's a national park, and I can't film in there. I mean, I can film in there, but I can't monetize it, and that's the whole idea of this, all right? So, I can't do that. But other things, there's the Mount Evans. I thought about driving up the top of Mount Evans. It's a national monument. Can't film there. You know, it's like, damn, okay, well. So anyway, but if you guys have suggestions of areas that I can drive here in Colorado for the next, because I'm going to be here for another couple weeks, and then after that I'm going to go to Kansas. The idea is I'm going to get enough footage to do, hey, Windy City, hold on. Thank you there, Windy City. Windy City wins, cool. Windy City Twins. Oh, I know you guys. I met you guys up in, yes, go to their channel. 2 months ago, I was in Black Canyon of the Gunnison, and I made a video there. There's a 360 video, and while I'm filming it, these guys get talking to me. They're twins, okay, and they have a YouTube channel, okay. I was filming, and I had this big pole with a 360 camera on it, and I'm waving around, and people are looking at me like, what the hell is he doing? And they asked me, they just come right out and say, well, what are you doing? I said, I got a YouTube channel, and I'm filming some stuff here with this 360 camera. And they go, oh yeah, we got a YouTube channel. So I sit and talk to them for about 10 minutes, and that was cool. So anyway, I remember those guys, and they just gave me a super chat. Thank you guys, appreciate it. So that's super nice. So yeah, let me read what they said. Let me read for, okay, Windy City. We love you, Sasnak. Keep it up. If we can help you with certain channel-related things, we have no problem doing so. You deserve more views and subscribers. You deserve to do this traveling stuff for the rest of your life. There you go. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. So anyway, so anyway, with that, and the reason I'm trying to make the YouTube thing work is years ago, back in 17 when I first started the channel up, I had no idea the channel would take off, okay? And I got to thinking about, hey, if I get the YouTube thing going pretty good, I can retire from the trucking thing and go do YouTube, traveling and YouTube. What I'm doing right now, it's what I've been wanting to do for years. And I can go out and do all these traveling type things, and with that, I can make enough money to support myself and don't have to do the trucking thing anymore. I've burned out on it. I've just worn out. At 36 years, I added it up. I've got about, if you add it up, 36 years now. The last couple years I didn't drive as much, so let's knock it down to 34 years. You take 34, that's out. Let me just show you how many miles I've driven over the years. Calculated. 34 years. And during those 34 years, I averaged about 150,000 miles a year, times 150,000. That's how many miles I've driven in a semi, okay, not counting cars and everything. That's just my trucking career. That doesn't count miles I drove before over-the-road trucking. I worked for Coca-Cola on a route delivery, and before that I was in the military driving trucks. Okay, so I've been driving professionally, to say, since I was 18 years old. So, but I don't count them. I don't count them until I started driving over the road, which is 20. I was 22 when I first started driving over the road. So, so with the 5 million miles over the road, and I looked up the moon. The moon is 236,000 miles away. So 5.1 million miles divided by 236. I've been to the moon 10 times. It gives you an idea, you know. I've got enough miles. I could have drove to the moon round trip 10 times. So, and I figure that's enough for anybody. Okay, I've done it that many years. Tired of it. I want to go do something different. So, I also look at money. Now, everybody kind of knows their own net worth. Okay, if you don't, you ought to look it up. How much money do you have? How much money do you owe? The difference is your net worth. So if you have add up all your junk in your life, and you got $200,000 worth of stuff, your house, your car, your boat, your computers, all that stuff. You add everything up that you have that's worth something that you could turn around and sell and make some money out of. You take all that money and then figure out how much debt you have. Okay, so you got $200,000 worth of, you got $300,000 worth of stuff, $200,000 in a house and $100,000 in other stuff. Okay, so your net worth is $300,000, but you owe $50,000 on a boat or something, or your car, or your house or something. Still, your net worth is around $250,000. So I've done that. I've calculated up my money and what my net worth is. Okay, and I've sit there and scratched my head and I'm like, man, if I sold everything in my life and put it in a big pile of cash, that's all I own, the shirt on my back and a pile of cash, that's my net worth. And if I spent this much money each year, I can live for the next 6 years or the next 60 years or whatever your situation is. That's how much I need to live for the next year, and multiply that up how many years. I can probably live 10 or 15 years with the money I have saved up. I'm 59 years old. Now, if I use all that money up in 15 years, I'm looking at 15 and 74 years. So 74 years old. What if I live? That's fine. If I die at 74, I broke even. Good. I'm done. I came in with nothing. I left with nothing. Good. Okay. And I was able to eat all those years. Okay. But what if I lived to 90? I'm going to have 16 years of starvation. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to figure out how I can keep making a little bit of money so I don't have to dig into my savings. Okay. I don't have to sell shit off to be able to feed myself. I'm trying to figure out how I can, and I'm retired from trucking, but I'm not retired from working. Okay. Hopefully, I was going to go do that Wisconsin job. They offered me one job this year, and I'll pass on. Something better will come along, and they never offered me anything else this year. Hopefully next year they'll offer me a job, and it'll kind of take care of that. But if I don't get that job, I go up and work for Kirk at Harvest and make a little bit of money there, but it's not much, And so I'm sitting there trying to figure out how I can make a little bit of money to be able to support myself, so that I have enough money to last until I die, whenever that is. If I die at 70, I've got enough money. If I live to 90, I'll starve. So that's where I'm trying to figure out how I can maybe make this YouTube work a little bit better, and that'll take that pressure off of that. Does that make sense? Okay. And I don't want to, I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't say it this way. I don't want to make a lot of money I would love to make a lot of money on YouTube. I would love to make tons of money on YouTube, but I know that's probably not likely. But if I made $10,000 a year, pull out of the savings. Does that make sense? So that's kind of where I'm at. I've got some money, but I don't want to rely on that amount of money for the rest of my life. I want to keep making a little bit here and there. So I'm going to keep trying on this YouTube stuff and hopefully revive it a little bit better. And what we got here? Somebody. Colorado River Road, a few times now. Colorado River Road 301 near. Okay, there you go. Trick shot. There you go. Send that in like an email or something like that. So, because I can't read those the chat right now. I can't read that. But I can go back later and read in the comment sections on this video. So put it in the comment sections on the video, and I'll be able to read that up and go, okay, there's a highway. I can look into that, and I'll go drive around in there. So anyway, with that, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out how to revive the channel a little bit so I have a little bit of money for my retirement time and don't have to rely on savings so much and won't go broke. Does that make sense? And also, this sounds like I'm begging from, oh, there you go, thanks. Love the video, Stan, thank you. A. Russell, thank you very much, appreciate it. Yeah, thank you very much, appreciate it. But something else to consider, and I don't beat it, I don't holler. How many times have I mentioned this? But Patreon. I have Patreon, okay? I've got 6 people on Patreon, okay? If you like the videos and if you like to help a little bit, I mean, don't put $1,000 on Patreon. That's not what but $5. You know, $5 for 400 people, that's $800. That pays for all the gas all month long to go do these kind of videos. You see? So I'm not begging. I don't want to, I hate sounding like I'm begging, but it's a thought. You know, think of Patreon as a tip jar. I'm a bartender and I'm serving you a good drink, and you throw $1 in the tip jar. Okay, something like that. So if you want to do something like that, great. If you don't worry about it. It's the biggest thing in the world. But you know, thank you if you do. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to beg or anything like that, because lies back to me. I don't want to sound like I'm begging or anything like that, but it's just, I'm trying to revive and change the channel around a little bit, okay? And for the kind of videos I'm going to go do, and I'm starting to go do, gas is over $4 a gallon out here, you know? So, you know, I go out and make a video and I spend $25 in gas, and I make $6 on a video. It won't last very long, you know? If it, oh, mosquito got me. It was a big one. They were biting me. But so yeah, that won't last very long. If I'm going out and spending $20-30 on gas to make a $5 video, if it doesn't change and turn around over time, that won't be a sustainable thing. So it's just something to think about if you're interested. So I guess that's about it. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I want to show you what I've been doing with the carbine stuff, and that was fun. But the main thing about this live stream was to kind of announce that I'm changing direction on YouTube and trying to revive it and get it back up where it used to be. If I could make $1,000 a month on YouTube like I used to, I'd be tickled. That's $12,000 a year, and that takes the sting off of taking money out of the savings. So gas and Flagstaff is $5 a gallon. Yeah, it's not. Oh, by the way, thanks, Joe Biden. Appreciate that. You remember, a friend of mine took a picture of the local gas mosquitoes. I haven't seen a mosquito in weeks, and a couple of them are getting me now. But he took a picture the day Biden took office, and it was like $1.86 a gallon. $1.86 a gallon. Thank you, Brian. I don't want to sound. I don't feel bad. Thanks. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah, he took a picture of the gas station the day Biden took office. It was like $1.86 a gallon. Thanks, Joe. That's my political rant for the day. Thanks, Joe. And Joe said, "What? Huh? What? Huh? Oh, somebody say my name? Huh?" Anyways, I was talking to the other day, and they said about Biden. Would you give your car keys to Biden and let him drive your car? Why in the hell's he driving our country? So, anyway. And I don't think he is. Joe Biden, he's a marionette. He's a puppet. You know, some people in the background. You know who. I'm getting political, folks. I'm getting political. So anyway, that's the video today. Appreciate it. Thanks for the folks that did the super chats. Thank you much. Appreciate it. Just to let you know on the super chat type stuff, on the super chat, somebody gave me $19, somebody gave me $5. You know, thank you very much. But YouTube is going to take about 40% of that. They take like 35% of that. So if you give me a $10, they're going to take $3.50, and I'm only going to, you know, get 6.5 out of it. Okay. I appreciate the super chats, but if you're going to do that, go to Patreon and do that. Or what's the other one? The money thing. I forget the name of it, but PayPal. So if you want to do anything like that, go down at the bottom below the screen in the comment section, or not the comment, the no, okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, satellite. No, I'm kidding. It's a satellite deal. While it did it, it's the Cash App. Do I have Cash App? No, I don't know what Cash App is. I might have to look into it, but as of now, I don't have any of that. All I have is Patreon, and Patreon's something. If you want to give $2 a month, every month after month after that's where you go there. If you just want to throw $10 at me or something as a tip, go to PayPal, and that's what I've got set up. I don't have the Cash App. I really never heard of it, so I don't know. But if you're going to send money, $20 would go better at PayPal than on the super chats. Okay. Oh man, he kicked up a lot of dust. The breeze is picking up, and this guy drove by real fast, kicked up a whole lot of dust on me. So, anyway, that's enough of this. Me, you know, give me money. Yeah, oh my God, Stan turned into a, what do they call them? What do they call the people that go on YouTube and beg for money? Forget the name of them. Somebody help me out here. What do they call them? Grifter. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Stan turned into a grifter. No, it's not it. But I'm trying to revive the channel, and I don't want to come out and say, here, give me money. Just give me money. What I would like to do is offer a service, like a bartender, and get a little what do you call it, a tip jar kind of thing. Okay, if you like what I'm doing, throw a tip at me once in a while. I'd really appreciate that. I would go everybody gives $1, and I got 1 million viewers. That's $1 million. You know, so that's how that works. So don't give me $1 million. I joked around during that convoy. Give me $1 million and I'll go home. That was a joke. But anyway. And old Don T. Rump, he gave me $1 was $1.99. He said, I'll give you $1 million, $1.99 at a time. You gotta love old Don T. Rump, not Donald Trump, Don T. Rump. Okay. Anyway. So with that, folks, y'all be good. Take care. I hope you like. You can go right now. As soon as I click off of this, you can go right now. Go and watch the other video that came out this morning. It's called Backroads Road Trip, something rather. It's the last video that came out this morning. Go back and watch it, and if you like that, that's what I'm planning on doing for a certain amount of time. I don't know, however long, to see if it changes anything. If I do it for 6 months and nothing changes, then somebody else super Don T. Rump. $1 million super chat with $2 at a time. Gotta love old Don. Gotta love him. Anyway, he lives out in Nevada now, I guess. He moved out to Nevada. So, my cigar keeps going unlit. So, I guess that's it, folks. I'm going to sign off. Hope you enjoy everything. I'm going to go back to whittling. I'm going to see if I can't do a little bit better with the wood spirit guy. And we'll see how that all works. So, y'all be good. Take care. And we'll see you at Quartzsite Dawn. Okay. And like I said, thanks everybody. Seems like I'm forgetting something. I always feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't know what it is, but I always feel like I'm forgetting something. But with that, y'all be good. Take care. And we'll see you next Sunday with the Wolf Creek Pass video. Ciao. Y'all be good. Bye-bye. How to turn this off, I forgot. Been a while since I've done these live streams. I forgot how. There it is right there.